Good morning, greetings, and welcome here to This Week, a show that I do on Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So this week is the show that we're doing now. Do it every Sunday, in which I detail what is going to be on the channel for the week of, in this case, the week of May 25th through May 31st. So there are 10 regular shows plus the 7 series episodes, the series we're running for the month of May. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about the upcoming series for June and correct anything that may have happened in the recent times. The only recent problem was uploading Battle of the Masterpiece albums yesterday. The upload just took forever. I don't know what was wrong with the internet, but it took a long time, far longer than it should have. Should have been up at 12 and didn't. I don't think it came up until almost 1 o'clock. Other than that, everything else ran fairly smoothly last week. We're going to continue with the same kind of format this week. So other than this week, which comes out hopefully by noon today, I will absolutely be appalled if it isn't, because I got to be out of here in the next half hour to go to the trailer park. So the next show up will come out Sunday at 8. This will be the live stream tonight into the Prog verse, and we're going to be talking, sorry, I just got to get my stack closer here, about these two bands, Marillion, IQ. These are two of the neo-prog bands, or the second wave of progressive rock that came out in the 80s. I think these are probably the two best bands from that time period. But I decided to pick these two because I have... Is that a crack? I think it is. I wonder how that happened. Anyways, sorry, I was taken by surprise. I wasn't expecting that to be on my album cover. Anyways, so we'll be doing... these two bands. Will be talking about both of their discographies, what it is I like about them, why I like them, why I think they're similar, why I think they're different, that kind of stuff. So we'll be doing that tonight and into the Prog verse, the live stream for tonight at 8 o'clock. The next show up, and hopefully I can find my glasses, I can, is look back at a classic rock album. I've chosen an album that initially I didn't think warranted being on the classic rock, but it's grown a little bit more on me. Pushed it up high enough that it will get on here. It has two of their absolute biggest hits, and for that probably is the reason why. The rest of the songs I'm not great on, except for a couple that aren't too bad. So we're talking about BTO's 2, or if you're one of those people who's a purist, Braveheart 3. So we'll be doing a look back at a classic rock album featuring Bachman Turnover Wave 2, coming out Monday at 8 o'clock. Next show up is Tuesday, the mini-series, Decade Apart, which will this week feature the, I guess you'd call them hard rock, almost heavy metal band from the early 70s, Budgie. Will be doing their 1971 album and their 1981 album, and talking about the differences there. So I am not familiar with either of these two albums, so I have some listening to do this week to get familiar with them. Next up, that will be Tuesday at 8. Next up is Favorites, which comes out Wednesday at 8, which will be the ranking of the first 5 studio albums by Heart. Some people would say, well, Heart's got 13 or 14 studio albums. Yeah, but everything that came out after their live greatest hits experience, I didn't follow. I have no interest in going there. They're not the type of music I'd listen to. So I'm only going to rank the 5 albums that matter to me. The other albums, I could rank them, but they're all going to finish last because I don't really like any of them. So we're going to do that. Kind of the same thing I did with Van Halen. But just only 5 CDs here. Shouldn't be a long ranking, so that's what we're doing for Wednesday at 8 o'clock on Favorites. Next up, Hidden Gems. I picked this album out And the reason I picked this album, we're talking about Gentle Giant's debut, is because people generally say that from acquiring the tastes to probably not quite sure where you want to stop, maybe Missing Pieces, a little bit further. Those are their great albums. And this one is okay. But to me, this one fits in that grouping as good as any of them. It's one of my favorites. I like it. So their debut album, we're going to talk about that on Hidden Gems. Next up, we are doing, that will be Thursday at 8, by the way. Sorry. New is an episode on Friday night. We'll be doing the episode of Who Did It Better? The song given to me for this is Since You've Been Gone by Rainbow and Head East. Now, I'm not sure that I've heard this song. I may not have heard this song, so it'll be new for both bands for me. I'm not even sure much about it other than we will talk about it and which one I like better. I don't even know Head East, so I guess we'll figure that out as we get there. Okay, so next up is Battle of the Masterpiece albums. We have 4 really good ones this week, again, as we do every week. Get the Knack, Buy the Knack will be Triumph's Just a Game. The Who's Next. And last but not least, Volume 4 by Black Sabbath. So we're going to have a serious battle going on here because I like all 4 of these albums a lot. And so that will be the battle for the Masterpiece albums this week, which will come out Saturday at 12. Also, Saturday at 4, we will do the new albums purchased for the month of May, the May edition. At this current sitting, we have 15 in total. So 15 albums I'm going to be talking about for that show and opening the ones that need to be open and talking about them as well. So that will come out on Saturday at 4. And then again on Saturday at 8 o'clock, What's New? I've decided to do an album that has gotten a fair bit of push for me to do. Eden Song, Our Road to Dust. This is one of the albums that I had in my list anyways to do. So I think this is the one I'm going to choose to do. I'm hoping, and I'm not going to probably get to do it this week, is to do the What's New on the Flower King's Love, which was supposed to come out a few weeks ago, but I wasn't able to do it because I was away. But I am on holidays after next week. So if it doesn't get done in the week 146, which is the one we're in, it will get done in the week that I go on holidays because I'll have time to do it. Next up, of course, that will come out at 8 o'clock Saturday. I apologize. So the next up is the series that we're running for the month of May, which is my 31 favorite new wave bands. We've done 20, well, as of today, we've done 25. I hope you're enjoying this up to this point. It's been kind of an interesting one for me. I'm learning a lot about these bands. As each one of them, I tend to do a little bit of a reading, listen to some of their stuff, get a kind of a feel for them again, because a lot of them I haven't listened to for years. Some of them I have. This week, you're going to get the elite of the elite for me, the ones that I think are the best new wave bands. Some of these might not even be considered new wave, but I think when I got into them, that's what I thought of them as. So we've got 6 more to go. And then we're also going to do an honorable mention, which I have a list of about 15 or so bands that should actually get a mention, even if they're not one of the bands we're doing. So that will end the monthly series for May. I hope that it's been enjoyable for everybody to rehash some of these bands that maybe they had forgotten about, or maybe they think, oh, wow, it's good to finally get somebody talking about some of these bands. So, yep. So anyways, that series will end at the end on the 31st of May. The honorable mentions episode, all the others will come out at 8. The honorable mention episode, which will come out on the last day of May. I already have 3 episodes coming out that day, plus the 4th one in the morning. So we're going to have 4 or 5 episodes that day. So the final episode, honorable mentions, I think I will probably put that at the 6 o'clock slot, since we have an 8 a.m., a 12 noon, a 4, then a 6 p.m., and then the 8 o'clock What's New episode. So The final episode will be on at that time slot on the 6th at 6 p.m. Sorry, on the final day of the month. Okay, the new series. So I've had about 4 series I was considering, and I decided on this one because I think it's the most interesting and probably the least done thing out here on the internet, at least this particular series. It's going to be 31 bands that had that member in their band that actually went on to bigger success with other bands. Now, I think I'm going to keep this primarily to just new bands. So came from one band, went to another band, and that band exploded. That's generally how I'm going to do it. There may be a few where he actually formed a new band and that band exploded. And then there's also the option of doing the super bands. I'm going to try and stick away from that. There will be 2 notable exceptions in there. And mostly because I think they deserve to be recognized as fantastic bands. I mean, I'm not really a super band person. There's only a couple of super bands that I actually like enough to call among my favorite bands. There's 2 of them actually. The rest, I'm not really into following that kind of thing. I never really have been. But I will do a mention, at least one of them anyways. I may do 2 of them, but one of them for sure I'm going to do. So, having said that, we will be on to that series starting on the 1st of June. June, I believe, has actually 30 days, even though I put 31. I believe there's only 30 in June. I don't know where I put my pen now. I want to make a mark of that so I don't screw it up. Yeah, so it's actually only 30 days. 30. So there'll only be 30 bands, not 31. For some reason, I got it in my head that June also had 31, when it's clear that it's July and August. So we'll be doing this series for next month. I've got 2 or 3 other series that I am going to do as well, but we're going to stretch them out. I may come up with another idea. That's why this one ended up where it is, because it was a idea that I had in the last couple of weeks that I wanted to proceed with. So anyways, I hope you will be there'll be enough stuff here of interest to you that I'll see you throughout the month. I look forward to that. We're getting close to 1,000 subscriptions. It's I don't know if it'll be a big deal or not a big deal, but it's I guess a monumentous occasion for the people who have subscribed and watched most of my stuff over the 3 or 4 years that I've been doing this. And I do appreciate all the support that I get. I really appreciate the comments, the corrections where they're needed, the information that people expound on any given band, and the support for some of the groups that I'm talking about. And I hope to continue this. I'm hoping to expand it a bit going in after the 4 years. I have been doing a little bit of research into some of the stuff where I want to go with this. I think we'll probably, hopefully, be having some guest panels and stuff in the next year or so to start to expand outward. But that'll also depend on my job, upgrades to my computer, and my time. So if I can get all those things in sequence the way I want them, then I will expand it that way. That's my goal, and that's been my goal since the beginning. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And also, if you want to, you can make comments about any of the shows that I'm going to be having or anything that you might want to suggest. Also, open to a lot of stuff always. So take care. Have yourself a good day and a good evening, and goodbye.